last night that I have you, and I'm willing to fuck up my entire life because of it. I know you do. I love you back, and that's the problem, right? Because I'm not yours and you're not mine. Truthfully. Yo, welcome to the Rock Dog Show. I'm your host, Mr. Armando Cervantes. Girl, you know that you want this, and I can tell by the way you flaunt it. And today, we talking about love. Each episode, we feature an up-and-coming song on love, and an always special guest host sharing their unique perspective on love, sex, and relationships. Today we have Mandy.
Hey, my name is Mandy. I'm 39, rocking and rolling, hanging out, being groovy, doing stuff I may or may not should be doing.
Okay, and we have
Minnie, 37, and married.
Wait, married? And what did you say again, Mandy?
Not to me.
Okay, well, excited to learn from both of your experiences and pass on wisdom. I'll ask you 3 questions today. 1 on love, 1 on relationships, and 1 on sex. So without further ado, let's go and rock. How do you define love?
Love is complicated.
It sure is. I'm assuming right now it's very complicated.
Yeah, I think that is true. I think love is something that you just don't know when it's going to happen, and it kind of hits you when you least expect it, with people that you least expect, and you sometimes find yourself maybe even loving 2 people, but in love with someone other than who you think you should be in love with. I don't know.
What attracted you to Minnie?
There's a million things. The first time I saw her, it was the way that she commanded what she was doing and how everyone listened to the things that she was saying, myself included. And
how did that? Because I'm sure you had a different definition of love.
Before, sure. I mean, before I met her, I was just doing my thing, hanging out, living life, doing life the way that I thought it should be. And then she kind of came around, and it was different. It was like there was a light turned on. There was a spark lit. There was a fire. It was different. There was like a catalyst that made life be in color.
Minnie, how do you define it?
Tell her not to make me laugh. That makes me nervous.
You can laugh all you want.
I think,
be comfortable.
And you should 100% always laugh at me.
I will. Thank you. I think, like she said, love is complicated. It's still hard for me to understand. I think it's just something that I feel like with her, and I know exactly what she's talking about the first time she saw me, because oddly enough, that's when I noticed her. And it was something about the way she looked at me, the way she smiled at me.
So is this something you felt initially?
I think initially I noticed her without understanding.
So you noticed her and you felt something different that you never felt before?
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's that? She's smart and cute. It really was that. It was strange, and I was like, okay, focus, because I'm talking to a group of people. Love has been an evolving definition almost.
Okay.
And I think from every partner that I've had, I've learned something different. I think with her, I feel that love it's a two-way sort of a thing, right? I give and I receive. There's patience, there's laughter, there's comfort, there's passion, insane amounts of
Gotta hear more
passion.
about this person.
It's like I see her and all I want to do is just grab her and go.
When was the first time you fell in love?
Oh, I wasn't a very tiny baby. I was probably in my 20s.
I think that's a reasonable answer.
And yeah, because I think otherwise you're just kind of. I think everybody has different maturity levels and awareness levels. And I think for me, it definitely did come a little bit later in time because relationships was something I really wasn't focused on. For me, I had different goals. And so when it finally happened, it felt good. I felt like I needed a companion, somebody to listen to, somebody I could be physical with and not just sexually, like touching, smiling, kissing, hugging.
Okay, and you're married. You're currently married.
I am married, not to her.
How long have you been married?
And
you're married with
a dude.
a dude. Okay.
Yeah.
God help this dude. All right.
They better up his game, right?
Yeah, it's. All right. Continue.
I will be married in a very short while for 3 years.
3 years. And do you feel like you felt love with this person?
I initially.
How did it die off?
Energy. For as much as we say it, I really do think we are. We feed off vibrations, and so we also require nurturing, which we talked about before. And if we're not nurtured, loved, then it just kind of goes away. It dies away.
What would you consider your sexual orientation?
It's complicated
It's
now.
it's complicated. But why? But are,
Just
okay, so I have a question for you. Like, are labels important, or is the person you love the thing that's important? Because for me, gender or sex, however you'd like to define it, isn't the important thing. I'm falling in love with the person. Like, I like having sex with women more than I like having sex with men.
Okay.
I mean, there's like one dude, if I ever saw him again, I'd be in.
The one exception. Right?
There's always that one exception, but I feel like he and I had just such an exceptional chemistry that, oh, we had such the best time, and it was completely. We only had sexual chemistry. Like, we sucked at everything else.
Okay.
But we had sexual chemistry, and it was fun for the time that we were together. And, like, we'll hit each other up occasionally. Like, hey, how are you? Like, what's going on? And I don't really care. I'm mostly, like, kind of figuring out where he's at and be like, so are you around? Are you in town? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you at? Okay, exactly. Without saying any of those things, I am polite.
Obviously, yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So, based off of that, Minnie, what would you say about
I don't
yourself?
know. I mean, she always says you're a straight chick.
I do say that to her.
She calls me a straight chick.
Is she the first girl you've been with?
In a complicated relationship, yes. In bed, no.
So has she slept with another chick? Yes.
Has it been a long time?
Since that happened, yeah, I would say maybe 10 years.
Wow. Oh shit, that's a lot. It is a long time.
That's a long time.
In that last time, did you think, oh, maybe I'm attracted more towards women?
No, not necessarily, and I think I just didn't think about it. I've always thought, however, that women are beautiful. But, no, just at the end of the day, it's just what attracts you, right?
Yeah.
How long have you two been seeing each other?
Jesus Christ, 3
That's-
weeks?
3 weeks.
Okay, so wait a second.
It depends on how you define it.
And what do you want to define it by?
Yeah,
Because I feel like we've been flirting with each other since June.
ish, yeah.
Okay. Ish.
But, yeah.
But, okay.
Okay.
But what?
Well, you kind of noticed me a little bit, like,
Well, I noticed you. Sure, but I
little
noticed
bit
you.
stronger.
Yeah. Oh, wait, not necessarily. I don't know. That's a good
because
question.
I mean, I mean,
I think it was
for
all-
you in the mornings to come in to see you. I mean, what the hell did that mean? And it was confusing. Right?
Yeah,
mean,
no,
to a certain extent,
I agree.
what's going on?
No, I would find excuses to see her. I would find excuses to talk to her. I'd have zero. I'd be like, no, that's enough. I'll go talk to her about that.
Oh, I should have had that.
And she'd look at me and be like, are you this stupid? And I'd be like, yes, I am that stupid.
I just want to talk to you so bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to be around her. And at first it was super innocent. Like, at first I just wanted to be around her because I really liked her energy. That was it.
Ah, man, just from this side of this side of the table, like, I've never seen so much eye contact between two people. It's just, I feel it myself. Like, I'm feeling a little excited here too. One thing I noticed from what you said, and you said it's the energy, but the boost of energy. Like, this person makes you reach this level of energy you yourself didn't even know.
Sure.
And I mean, naturally, as humans, we're social creatures. Like, we get attracted to feeling this connection of energy.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that. I think it is like whatever's going on in our lives. When we come together, we bring a positive energy towards each other, and it's so crazy. I usually get to work before her, and so I wait for her. And we do sit in in a similar like area, and
Next to each other.
yeah, we do sit next to each other.
Okay, fair.
And
I mean,
so
just having her next to you at work, it makes you better at your job. And it makes you better.
Not necessarily. I think I make her job harder.
she
Difficult.
100%
Unbearable.
Sexual tension.
Okay, well, there's that. 100% there's that.
Yeah, that's really
That's
tough, challenging.
sometimes I have to leave because it is more than I can handle,
And you can feel that in
yeah,
her.
and you can feel it,
I
and I
can't
feel
look at her. I'm just like smiling. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? It is, yeah, it's tough.
And then if I go to do something that's somewhere not where we sit,
Yeah.
I'll flash her a smile as I walk out the door. That's just for her. And she knows.
Damn. I'm really feeling the energy right now. I'm serious. Like, I've never, like, out of all the couples I've had so far on the show, even some that I've not even aired, I could feel it in the eye contact, if that makes any sense. Like, it's very...
Yeah, like we can't look at each other sometimes. Like,
No, like, even when you guys are talking to each other and, like, you guys are maintaining eye contact, it's like I see, like, some like, electricity going on. Something.
yeah, there's something. Yeah, no, I agree. It's electric. It is. I have not felt like this in years. So it's interesting because that's what I feel now.
It's like the rebirth of that.
Yeah, I feel like a phoenix rising from the flame, like rising from the ash. Like,
I look forward to that again.
like I feel, and I think I said this to her the other day. I can't remember, but I feel invincible again, and that's the state that I want to be in. I want that invincibility. Like, that is my character. That is my purpose. And that's how I feel. Like, I feel like nothing can touch me. And
Wow.
yeah. And all she has to do is just be right here by my side.
Well, all right. Well, so let's move on to the next question. What is the greatest lesson you've learned from your past relationships or your current relationship that has given you this definition of love? So, aka your current relationship. Because you guys are special guests for this sort of situation.
I would say concurrent.
Are you sure?
Well, there's two, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have this and you have that, and I have this and I have that.
Sure.
So I think for me, it's been more like what love is and isn't supposed to be.
Oh, that's a really good way to describe that. Like, I think I'm smart, and then I listen to her talk, and I'm like, no, you are not smart.
True. So
I could listen to her talk for hours.
that's not true.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In English and Spanish.
I'll listen to you in any language.
Yeah.
Alright, keep this.
He's like, I'm gonna go through
This new relationship, secret relationship, whatever you guys want to call
It
it.
is. It's a new secret. Well, it's secret because we can't be.
Yeah, because you guys have another person. You guys have given each other a different definition of love. Like, you guys have unlocked
Oh, that's
something
fair.
different. So what has been
Yeah.
unlocked?
I don't know that I have the words to describe it. Like, I've never felt the heat or the passion the way that I feel it for you. It's crazy. I don't know.
I think there's a lot of and I've tried to explain it to you, maybe with and without drinking. But there's a warp in time.
A warping time?
A warp in time.
A warping
The
time, okay.
definition of time
Changes. No, I agree.
is very confusing, very changing, illogical, difficult to explain.
Sure.
Right? We went from just kind of talking at work and laughing.
Well, flirting, right?
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
really innocent flirting.
Yeah, well, I mean,
really
what
was.
would you say was like the first innocent flirt where it
No,
clicked? Like,
it was
this is a
all
flirt?
innocent. It was all innocent.
It really was.
It really, really was. There was no,
I gave
there were
her
no lines
I
crossed.
tried not to give her the wrong.
And I'm,
Should we tell him
yeah, sure.
that he works there?
Yeah, sure, why not?
My husband works with us, or at least did at the time.
Keep going.
So, like she said, just whatever look we
It
could
was,
steal.
there was nothing, everything was above board. It was just, it was all innocent.
Obviously I still have a lot of respect for you, but now it's like, you know that there's something else that I want. At the
Sure.
end of the day.
No, and you're right
But
about
my
that.
respect for you was entirely professional.
No, I
And as a
agree with you.
person and all of that, but I didn't want to break the boundaries of what we're allowed to do at work.
No, I agree with you. I feel similarly. I think that you know me, right? I have very specific boundaries, and I don't, as a general rule, I mean, I can't even say that anymore. I don't, because I've broken them. I don't know. I don't even know who I am right now sometimes, right? I'm kind of dictated by routine and rules. That's the thing that defines me. I mean, she makes fun of me because
That's your code. Like, that's
but I'm very specific about things. I'm like, all these things have to be this way because that's how they are.
But I'm also very strong about what I believe.
That's
and
true.
I think that carries me day by day.
Sure.
So, and I think what challenges me the most, and I think we talked about this the other day a tiny little bit, is everything that I do, or that I try to do at least, I try to do with honesty and transparency and virtue.
But that contradicts all of this.
Well, we were talking about this the other. We were talking about this the other day because this is completely out of character. I would imagine for both of us. This is not something.
Absolutely.
Fun fact: I've never done anything like this before, so I am out of my element.
That's what I'm saying. Like, love just makes you do the most irrational things ever. But
So
love just
I'm a
feels so
rational
great.
person.
That's what I'm saying. Love just takes you out of.
No, but I don't know that you grasp and I think she knows this because she works with me. Like, I live in a rational world. Like, you can come at me with all sorts of chaos, and I will ration it out. I'll be like, okay, well, and this is how this fits, and this is how this fits, and I'll fix it. This is 100% not my wheelhouse, and I'm invested. I'm in.
I can see that. I 100% can see that.
And there's a lot we don't control and we don't understand. No matter how strong we are about our virtues.
Convictions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's a clash between, like, the human animal self, which is, we're primal. Like, we
instinct.
want
Sure.
we want sex, like the raw passion. Like, that's what we Like we want that shit. Yeah, we can fit this cookie cutter thing. We can fit into like, you know, the socially constructed idea of marriage and, you know, what it is to be in love based off of book definitions. But in reality, we really don't. We can't put words to these certain kind of emotions. Like we feel it. We feel it.
There is a certain amount of passion that I've not ever been able to grasp with her. To the point where I'll be in meetings and she'll walk by and she'll just smile at me. And I'm doing everything I can to get out of the building because I need to not be there.
Exactly.
Because at some point,
it's something else being triggered that you can't even explain within yourself.
I cannot explain it. It's, I mean,
like, our first time?
Yeah.
It's just, I couldn't take it anymore. And I actually felt the same way.
It's one, that's true. Like, it's like at some point, it's like it built and built and built.
Intense,
and it was super intense. And it was next level.
Okay. Well,
Like the first night was next level. Like it was it was extraordinary.
Like something you never felt before.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a good way to put it. I don't.
Like you can't even explain it in words.
I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I feel like as a general rule, I'm not at a loss for words, and I'm at a loss for words.
All right. I'm just gonna move on to the next question. Just for the sake of this, describe the feeling of an orgasm. And just based off what you two are saying, I feel like this first time that you guys are talking about would be enough.
I think we can carry a little bit over from what we were just saying, right? That it just culminated. Is that a word?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, culminated and it just fit this need, and it just kind of, for me at least, it just exploded.
Yeah, no, I agree. Fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
I think it was necessary on several levels because I think that we had built up because we were so good about so many things up until that point. But the problem was we were so good about so many things until that point that we could not be within each other's spheres. Like we couldn't.
I
But like, what
Like,
made
there
it built
was-
up? Like, so, because
It was our energy. It was our energy together. Like we could. It wasn't even that we were in the same room. I'd be in a different room in a different
And I would
meeting.
tell her, I want
and
to drag you out of there.
Yeah,
Because that's
and
what I feel like. I feel like
she'd
just
be-
going, get over here.
Can you guys describe the first time? I really like your laugh, Minnie. I love that laugh. I can see it. I can see it.
So the first time I heard that, I'm going to tell you something. That's something that I want to hear for a long time. And we were in a meeting together. And somebody said something. I didn't say anything. I feel like it was very new. But I want to hear that often. And for a long time. And I can truly say that like from a heartfelt position. It was crazy, and I went, oh. And I had to start thinking about it. That first night, which was some stolen time, right? Because I think we both had to make some compromises about how we were there. There was so much passion that another person felt for me, and I didn't want to let you down. Like I wanted you to have the most exquisite experience that you could, because it wasn't about me. it was about serving your need and your want and feeding your desire. And it meant the world to me.
And I felt it.
I hope so.
I did. So I think when I see you, and a lot of it had to do with that night too, I get reminded of a quote that I'm absolutely gonna kill right now, but it's okay, it's from my girl.
Okay.
It says, take on a lover that looks at you like magic.
You said what?
Take on a lover who looks at you like magic.
And that's what she does.
Wow. Okay.
Really?
Wow. Ah, shit. Mandy's blushing a little bit right now.
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
A little bit.
So I think that reminds me of one of my favorite books. Actually, my favorite book.
Is it the one you're reading to me?
It is the one that I'm reading to you. And there's several love stories that are going on in this book. And my second favorite love story revolves around two people who have passion for each other in a way that you do not understand until much later in the book. And it's not escalated until they are creating something together. And I feel like we're creating something together. So I feel a kinship with that. And I don't want to explain it to you because I want to read it to you because the author has a much better way with words than I do. And the way that the author describes this particular intimate relationship is something that I think mirrors what I believe we have. And I like that. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Wow. Minnie, anything that you want to add to what Mandy is saying right now?
I can't wait for you to read that to me.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little while because it's more towards the middle of the book, but I think it is worth the wait. Like most things in life, right? Discipline, steadfast.
Wait, it's gonna be a killer for us.
Yeah, I think that is gonna be the killer for us. We'll see. We'll see what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's a complicated love story.
It is a complicated love story.
Have we said already that I'm leaving?
We have not. But that's okay too.
So, I mean, just anything you guys want to add on orgasm, feeling of an orgasm? I mean, that was
I
like,
you didn't even get that far in.
like shit. Wow, that was. I'm speechless on this.
I don't know. I was I helped her get there, and so that I always try to come with that and from a place of humility and love, because it is such a intimate thing, and I feel like she met me more than halfway. And I feel like that first time was so amazing. Like, it was so... Like, we didn't hide anything from each other. Like, you know how sometimes, like, the first time you're sleeping with somebody...
Like rigid, like...
Right. And I feel like our energy was always already like, you don't need to hide anything. You just need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we accepted that. And we acknowledged that. And then...
It's pretty deep.
It was. It was amazing. It was hot as fuck.
I'm feeling hot. Like, wow. Oh, shit. Okay, well, We're gonna
Like, I need to take a walk outside or a cold shower because I'm hot just thinking
You are
about it
sweating
again.
right
I have, yeah.
You got Minnie.
No. She makes me sweat. Like, if she's in my area and I'm like, I just can't, I'm gonna go over there. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it.
Drinking cold water does not work.
Alright, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to answer one question off of rawdogshow.com. Rawdogshow.com.
Taking a name in vain. My God, it's such a shame. 'Cause you got yourself into this. It says enter at your own risk. Now your name is on my list, and you are exactly where I want. Said I probably lost my mind. Well, you're welcome to try and find. But dear, don't you be surprised if I'm not here when you look behind. Guess I have my own destination, and you're staring at the wrong direction. I'm not looking for your confirmation, 'cause you're chasing the hurricane, taking the name in vain. My God, it's such a shame. 'Cause you got yourself into this. It says enter at your own risk. Now your name is on my list, and you say you're not gonna take part in this mind play. Well, that's just the kind of price that you gotta pay. Said you have to go, but now you kinda wanna stay. Kinda wanna stay.
I can't stop smiling.
And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna save it till the last day until October. But I couldn't wait.
I'm sorry, I'm going to just go this. Alright,
Mondo,
so...
I'm in trouble, yo.
You are. I understand the trouble, very much so. Alright, so now we're back. This question comes off of our website, rawdogshow.com. And this question comes from Lukewarm Jelly. What the fuck does that even mean? Lukewarm Jelly, alright.
I don't think any of us really want to know. And it's okay.
I feel like it's microwaved.
Nope.
Lube. Come on. You know people are thinking that. You know people are. Alright, anyways. So this question is from Lukewarm Jelly. Mr.
If it's lukewarm, how is it microwaved?
Yeah, maybe we just
Microwaved it 30 minutes before the person got there and they're like,
set on it.
alright, anyways. This person asks, beyond sexual pleasure and passion, how is sex defined?
Like between us or other people?
Just in general, like this person.
No, I'm asking her. Like between us or other people?
Beyond sexual pleasure. So beyond pleasure and passion, how is sex defined?
You're when you're pointing at me, are you saying, how do other people see it, or how do I perceive it?
How do you see it with other people?
That is not you?
Yes. Right? That's a shitty question.
It is. It's kind of messed up a little bit.
I agree. Do you want me to okay, so because I was going to ask myself the same thing. I am asking myself the same thing. So my question is, do you want me to answer first, or do you want to answer first?
Let me give it a shot.
Okay.
It's there's always the part that is very biological, right? The uncontrollable levels of hormones or whatnot that make you almost by instinct want to be with someone else.
Okay,
Right.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's fair. That is true.
What we don't control.
Sure.
And then when we don't control it, why do we seek it?
Oh, wow.
Right?
Because
So
I'm myself thinking biologically, like, yeah, that's so beyond.
No, I want to fuck her like at any. I mean, but like in a not.
But
that.
but we're
Like that.
we're exploring outside of the passion and
For sure. No,
and
and
whatnot.
you're
So-
right.
So there is that biological need, that instinct, that
Sure.
I dare say animal instinct that's within us to say, I
Right.
feel it and I want it. Mm-hmm. Right? But is it with the right person?
Sure.
So there's that factor that's missing.
But think about
So
how
what
many
was
wrong
activated?
people that you've slept with. Because I can tell you because I have. I have. But like, I just want to fuck and you're available, right? So there's that.
And there's I think in the near past.
Near future?
No. Where I'm kind of going
Okay,
with this
so-
in the near past,
okay.
right? Where I'm going with this, so with my husband, sometimes it's not out of passion. It's just like I'm just really feeling it,
Right.
and I want it. And before him, another coworker. I felt nothing for the dude, but I was just like, let's just have a little fun.
Okay,
There
that's
was no
fair.
passion, like zero, no
Okay.
attraction, nothing. It was just, and I think that's
Okay,
what-
but
and
I understand that.
instinct kicks in.
No. But I get you because there are plenty of times where I have slept with people not because I feel anything for them, but because
I want
I just want something.
Oh, that's fair.
And absolutely, there's zero judgment there. Like I get that. Like I'm not.
But I think, do we have the ability to differentiate between this animal instinct and between something that's meaningful? And I think we do.
So would you rather prefer someone that's going to give you the best sexual experience or someone that you feel connected with?
No, I think I want the whole package.
Ooh, okay.
So you want someone who brings the passion and the sex.
Damn right.
Okay.
Well, like, even like say with the sex, because I mean, it's you guys are two women, so how does
That's actually a solid question.
no? But like, how does Mandy win over a dick? You know, like how does that pleasure be?
So,
Yikes.
like,
Because I mean, honestly, she is.
I don't
Honestly, she
actually
is.
know. I don't know the answer to this
Actually,
question,
you
but
do.
that's a solid
No,
question.
but
It
obviously
is,
she does. She
but
beats over
but hold
a
on.
fucking dick. You know, that's,
I know, but
I
hold on.
don't like how you answered it. I don't like how you asked that question.
But
I
hold
don't
on, but
really
you
want to know
won't
the
be
answer.
No, but you won't be upset with what I have to say.
yeah.
So for me, my preference has always been oral.
Okay, well then I win.
I'm taking the
Just saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just ask this as a dude?
Yes.
Because
No,
I
you can't join.
would love to.
I mean, not tonight.
I know, it's fantasies. But anyways, for me personally, that's what I love the most about sex is oral sex. I love eating women out. But what is it that a man can't do that Mandy's able to do? Like, is that she?
So
Alright,
no, that's an absolutely fair
No, that's a
question.
solid-
I think
Again, I don't necessarily know that I want to know the answer.
no, I think you're doing it. And it's
No, but
okay.
you do because you're winning. Like,
I mean, I'm winning, but am I winning?
So-
This is a complicated relationship.
No, it's okay, baby, but
sexually you're winning, and
But
this
the thing is, it's the way somebody explained it to me. And you probably don't want to know who explained it to me, but somebody explained it to me. But as a woman, you know what you like.
Sure, that's true. That's fair.
And I think that puts you at an advantage
Oh.
because you know what feels good.
Also, I agree with that.
And
That's
therefore
right.
you give what feels good to you. And it just so happens that I'm a chick. And I like what you like.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I just ask techniques? Because I would like to get better at eating out women. What is it that you two do that I would like to learn?
I think that gets a little complicated because of the timeline, as we like to call it.
Please describe the timeline.
So the timeline is, I think we've been not necessarily true to each other, but transparent with each other, and we've taken it to to a whole nother level with each other for, like 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think that's true.
And this is something that's just starting. And I gave myself to her.
Willingly.
Very willing to participate.
Well, it's important that there are two willing participants, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what makes sex amazing. Like when both sides are 100% comfortable, that's when you can have the best sex.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think we're still at the beginning. Not that it's a bad beginning. No, it's a very good beginning.
Okay.
It's a pretty amazing beginning.
Okay.
But there's still a lot more to do, to explore, to
Sure.
to seek, to participate in, to explore.
Sexiest thing she's ever said to me
So far.
And I like died where I was because it was so fucking hot. I had gone down on her and I was gonna slide my fingers into, and she was like, no, just your tongue. And I can't tell you like how that turned me on. I was like, yeah, no, I got you. I will up my game right now.
There's just fire everywhere. I'm not lying to you. Fire, just like burning fire from here to my legs, and just fire.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But like what?
He's like, no, really, I want to know what you did.
Okay, here's my take. Like,
I requested no hands.
Oh, I know.
I did. Pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that I pay attention
You do?
because I want to make her feel good for a lot of different reasons, right? It's not just sex. Like, I want her to feel good on several levels.
gotcha.
But the thing that makes it happen is the fact that she's a willing participant and says, yes, here I am, and here's what I'm presenting to you. And so it's a huge thing. It is a huge thing. Because if you're not meeting somewhere, then there is no sex. It's somebody trying to, I don't know, I can't even describe it. But for us, I can describe myself. I can't describe you. She is willing, and she owns her sexuality in a way that is so fucking sexy, and I can't even keep up with it sometimes because it's too much for me. It is overwhelming on so many levels. And she's just like, yeah, no, fuck you. This is me, and you better fucking do me the way that I want. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I will follow.
is she holding your head down? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, she has.
That's pretty odd.
But it's because she owns her sexuality, right? So ownership and agency are such huge things. We don't really talk about that a whole lot, especially with women, right? But she does. She owns it, and she has it, and she's like, no, this is the thing that I want. This is the thing that I want from you right now. And she brings it.
It's important, right?
It is. It is so important.
It's
But it's also
it's another level of communication, right? Because we have communication when we're not in there.
Sure.
But there's also communication that has to happen in there
Sure.
in the moment.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So you know what feels right and what doesn't feel right.
Sure. No, I think you bring up a really good point, is that the communication during sex, it's hot, it's sexy, it's passionate, it is at a whole nother level of like, oh, fuck. And then we're like, nah, we're going to elevate it because we do pay attention to one another.
It's important.
It is really important. But you are an exquisite lover, so that's helpful.
They do say Latinos are the best lovers.
I won't look at you.
Whoa! I don't even know what to say right now. I mean, I don't know. I'm sleeping with a married chick. What the fuck?
That does escalate.
Here's the thing. We're not actually together. So let's own that for a
Together,
second.
how? It depends how you define it.
Sure.
Together to the public.
But we are together at some level.
And that's the beautiful thing about love is that it
We're
could be
together on
private. It could be private. Like, it
on
could
a
be-
private level, we are 100% together. Like, that's something that we have together. Publicly,
And we're gonna keep our hands to ourselves.
sure. How's that working out for you?
It's fucking hard.
Right? She's got this laugh and this smile that men trip over themselves. It's amazing, and I don't deserve it, and I
you have it.
am humbled, right? I do. But I am. I'm humbled. I'm like, oh fuck, like I can't fuck this up. That's how I feel. It's crazy.
How do you feel, Minnie?
I'm overwhelmed. It's difficult enough for me to explain to myself what I feel for you, and then to take in everything you have to say about me, and to kind of piece it together, and understand what I present myself to you as, and how you perceive me,
Oh,
and understand how that makes any sense together.
I told you, she's a super smart chick.
I am not. I'm just telling you what I feel.
Right, but
And all I tell you is a bunch of confusion. It's like, how do I make any
It's
sense
poetic,
of
it's
this?
no, but it really is.
How do I make any sense of this? Like, I feel complete when I'm with you.
I agree. I agree.
And it pisses me off I can't get ready fast enough in the morning to see you.
You are slow.
But I do accept myself. I am slow. I told her I'm slow. But once I make it in, it's like, without
And I always know when she's walking in,
that's what she says.
even with my headphones in. I always know when she's there.
So what's the next step right now?
We have some decisions that we have
We
to
have
make.
decisions to make, and we have time to.
So I sent her a super meaningful song to me.
Yeah, I listened to it like
What's the song?
twice.
It's called "You Had Time" by Ani DeFranco,
Okay.
and I actually never had the opportunity to ask you how that song hit you, like how that.
So here's part of me being slow. So I listened to it twice, maybe even 3 times.
Probably.
But for me, my preference is to read the lyrics,
Okay.
only because I was kind of hungry and I was getting food and I was driving home and I was like, oh my god, hold on, what did she just say? So, in order for me to be fair to something like that, I'd like to take my time.
Okay, that's fair.
So and if you notice, I didn't even respond to
No,
you.
you didn't.
So I think for me to do a due diligence to what you sent and what you're trying to perceive and what you're trying to communicate, I have to sit there and like look at it and read it and understand it,
That's fair.
and either give you my initial perception of it, which is very genuine, right? When somebody tells you that right away that this is what I feel. But there's the first and genuine, and then there's the one, oh wait, I thought about it a little bit, and this is what this means. And it's hard to know which one is better, but I think both are welcome.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I have homework. That's the best I can give you right now.
Okay. That's
But I know where you're going, and I know it's difficult. And
I don't like that you're leaving me.
I don't like that I'm leaving you.
That's
I
hard.
don't like it either.
This is the worst week of my life. It really is.
I have not had, in terms of interpersonal things happen. This is tough.
It's not easy.
I don't
Like,
I don't like
haven't
this week.
swallowed.
This
It
week is
hasn't hit
hard
me.
for me.
It hasn't hit me.
Okay.
My husband comes back tomorrow. And he's happy to see me. He's excited. He says he misses me, and I'm just like, I'm
don't.
not feeling it.
And I know
And I
that.
don't want to go.
And I know that tomorrow morning I lose her.
And I don't want to go.
Oh, God. This feels sad to me.
I don't know that it's sad.
I think there's
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 no hope. There's no hope.
there's more to it.
There is.
Right? I mean,
I
we
hope.
talked about it.
I mean, but here's the
But
thing.
there's a plan. Well,
At the end of the day-
sort of a plan. I think that I have some homework to do on my end. There's
At the end of the day,
thinking I have to do. There is. It's complicated.
sure. Here's the thing.
I know what I want.
You
It's
know what
just
you
this-
want right now.
No, I know what I want.
No, you know what you want right now.
Well, that's what you think.
That's
Why do you
what-
say right now when you guys are both grown ass women?
Because she thinks that this is. She thinks that I think that this feels good right now, and then I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna forget. But
I do
that's
think
not
that.
it.
But you're basing that off of your past. But in
No,
reality,
I'm
she's
basing
telling
this.
you as a grown ass woman. She's 37 years old. Like, she knows
I'm
what
basing
you.
this off of a straight chick, right? I'm
That's
never
what you
going to
keep
be
telling me.
able to offer
Sorry.
her.
No, but you just said earlier that there's no such thing as like
No.
straight. Like, it's
And
just-
I agree, and I agree with that statement. I'm
But
not
then she
saying
keeps
otherwise.
saying this straight chick
But
thing over and over to me.
Here's where I.
No, but we just said earlier that she's not a straight thing. It's just you have attraction. It's energy, you know?
And she doesn't realize how in love I am with her and how mind-boggling it is and how
Do you
good
not
it
see how this
feels.
woman is just staring in your eyes the whole entire time?
I do. But I
That doesn't
also
happen with the average
know.
person.
But I also know how lust is fleeting. And I haven't
I don't
been
feel
able.
deceived.
But I haven't been able to.
How do you explain the need?
I can't explain. But the thing that throws me off,
Is what?
there's many things, right? So
Okay,
from
one.
a logical perspective, like
Logical, because that's what you are. What is it?
you're a straight chick. I gave you things your
what is
husband
that?
didn't.
But what does that even mean?
That, Julie, it's 'cause you're completely contradicting what you had said earlier, where
I disagree, and here's why I think
Why?
those things are complementary. She was lonely. She needed these things. I think I presented these things that she wanted and
Yes
she
and
needed
no.
and
Yes,
desired.
yes and no, because I could have had that with whoever I wanted.
There it
Because
is.
I could have had a sexual
There it is.
relationship with anybody that I wanted. But that's not what I was after. For me, it was a connection, there was passion, and there was love. And that's what I was missing. And I could not have had that with just anybody.
But I loved you
But I
since the
could.
moment I saw you.
but so do you
But that's
not
what
do you
makes
not
it
imagine
different.
like a man providing that for you?
Oh, definitely. I think it's possible. I think man, woman, either one can do
But
that.
you felt it like at the
I felt
unique
it with
level
her.
that you wanted with Mandy.
I felt it with her. And
I will always feel as if I will be easily replaced.
I'm sorry you feel that.
Why do you feel that way?
I think that's probably some internal fear.
But where does it come from?
Because she's a straight chick.
I know, but have you had bad experiences where?
With straight chicks?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yes.
But do you see those similar patterns?
I don't know.
So then what is it? That makes you
Because
doubt me?
I'm across the table right now,
What makes you
and I
doubt
see
me?
this deep ass passion. I don't know why
What
you're
makes
feeling
you doubt
insecure.
me?
I really don't know why you're feeling insecure.
Maybe I'm not doubting you. Maybe I'm doubting me.
Might be it.
So what, you're not willing to give up what you have for me?
That's not what I said.
So then?
No, I think that that's a fair statement.
Because I'm from what I'm seeing I'm watching this from this side of the table. I see the secureness on Minnie's side, but the insecureness on your side.
I'm afraid of her. She has fucked up my entire world in a way that I'm okay with.
I can understand.
And I'm unsettled in a way that I'm also okay with. But I am in a place where it's foreign to me. I don't know what to do. I don't have any answers. I have no logical way forward. I have to rely on my feelings to be right. And that terrifies me. Because what if I'm wrong?
But what did I also tell you?
What if I'm wrong?
My compromise to you was, let's take it one day at a time.
But you don't want one day at a time in the same way that I don't want one day at a time. And we both know that.
I just want to be with you.
Exactly. It's complicated.
It is.
It is.
But you're beautiful.
What if I'm wrong? What if you decide to take a different path? What if you're like, whoa,
I think that's part of the dynamic of love. That you have to be able to and be willing to take a risk.
Damn it.
Here's the thing.
I'm upset how good you are, dude.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I call your bluff.
Could you drop everything just to be with me?
No, here's the thing. We would never do that to each other because we're too responsible.
And that's why I try to explain to you there has to be a process. There has to be a fair chance.
There it is.
It has to be, I think.
No, but what if she could take care of you, like?
But she doesn't want to be taken care of. And here's the
No,
thing.
no, but
She
that-
doesn't want to be taken
I
care
do
of.
want
And
to.
Wait, what?
I do want to be taken care of.
She does want to,
Of course I do.
That's
Why
not.
would I want to be with you?
That's not ever anything that you say to me.
It's not obvious to you?
No, man, it's because you gotta think like straight chick. A woman wants a man to take care of her, and that's
Is that what you
provide.
want?
I want you to take care of me.
I would love to take. I could. I can. I could provide for her or whatever.
That's the thing, like you provide the
I'm
man.
a provider.
No, I know, like you're.
But that's not a
no, but
masculine trait.
no, but that's just. But it's just like the masculine role is protector, provider, and that's what you are to her.
Yeah. To me,
But
I
that's
see
just-
you.
Like, I'm
Who I
not saying
am.
like it's like it's
But
just
that's
that's
how I
what
see
you
I
are.
don't look at role.
But I see you as protecting me more than anything.
Yeah, like
I could do this. That is not
You
an
always
issue.
tell me I got you. And then I want to be here. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. And even the other day, why didn't you call me if you felt this way? To me, that's a
like
woman who protects.
Yes, I'm a protector at heart. That is true.
And that's how I've always seen you.
Yeah, you're fucking lying, dude. You're protector, provider.
And I am.
And yeah,
That's
I mean,
my.
technically, whatever. That's a man role, but that's what you have.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. I don't know that that's a fair
No,
assessment.
but that's
But
like
if it's
that's
different
like,
people.
but that's just a general idea. Like,
No,
man,
I think it's what we've been conditioned to believe.
no, but
Oh, no,
like,
I agree
no,
with you
but
with
like culturally, like that's
you're
what
just
we're
conditioned.
like,
Conditioned
maybe I'm speaking
altogether.
from my own cultural way of thinking, but
Yes,
that's what the
I
man
agree
role
with
is,
you
and that's what
culturally,
and
but
I
there's
can-
also culturally as Mexican, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying. I can understand.
Socially,
that,
even here, that's what we've been conditioned to believe.
but even more culturally, like it doesn't matter if that's what we're taught, like Latino wise or whatever. Like she wants that, you know. Like that's
I see
as a woman,
protection.
she craves that, you know.
I'm a protector. That's what I've always been.
Oh, this makes you so hot.
Well, we straight.
I mean, we're gonna stop so we can go have sex.
yeah, no, I'm gonna end the show so you guys can have the most passionate sex of your life.
No. Here's the thing. It's like, right? It's
I
more.
love you.
I love you. Mondo, I don't know what to do.
I
No,
don't
we're
know
in trouble.
what you
It's
do.
complicated.
It's complicated.
All right, well, hey,
There's
look.
so much trouble.
That's our show. Mandy, Minnie, thank you for coming today and risking
Everything.
all.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
On all kinds of levels.
I thank you, and the listeners, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show and sharing what this real passion really is. It's unexplainable. It's unexplainable what we really feel sometimes for someone else.
I hope it translates over the airwaves.
To the people listening, keep submitting your questions on broadoutshow.com, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Cause you're chasing the hurricane, taking the name in vain. My God, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. Cause you got yourself into this. It's just enter at your own risk. Know your name is on my list.
And I'm telling you from one powerful being to another that you scare me. So you meet me on a level that I needed someone to meet me. Like I needed that so bad. You don't understand.